Papa Shee Lumba 1 year anniversary chino abusia papa no ede ehinta simbia ba beto abontia abusia ya say Papa Shee say Lumba abeda ne ho edi dia kire no right after say omoye na anniversary no mu bi baby a omo esi no eso no o say Lumba be kan sim bebre edi akire na emu kokobo a abusia wo ne nkrofo bi ewo nani swade huna wo hunu ye anase Lumba yi a wo yi ne ho adidi kire na busia ene enya sam ketwa kora na wo se bia ye bia Lumba eso no enema bi be hyase aba be sisia busia ne yesuba the chosen yesuba platform so omode ensem ya to dwa mepese obeka me ho akwaji nchire mu na haguso ye ke Black Media.
That's where the window opens in their view for the applicant. So
let me give you even a case. Let me even give you a case that will make even the case even a bit easier. 2025 NDC party versus NPP versus the Electoral Commission. When they were doing the counting, there was an issue the lawyers for Ablekuma South or North raised to the prior judge at the High Court that the judge had failed to take her mind to an issue that was happening. The judge ignored it. That there was another person who was supposed to come. The judge says no, he gave his ruling. And Echoji Tamaklo went to the Supreme Court and told the Supreme Court that this is what happened during the trial. The judge had failed to put his mind based on an issue he raised, and so the judge was in error. The Supreme Court, I think it was open, it was public. The Supreme Court agreed with Ejodi and commanded that the High Court ruling that they gave should be quashed, and that they must go back, that a new judge should be the one who should fall on. So they were able to spot the errors the judge did, and they punched on those errors the judge did just to build their case. And I think that once there's a new lawyer, I believe he is smart enough to look at some of the loopholes and the mistakes that went wrong.
When lawyer Kusi gave the, I think in his interview he mentioned it, when he gave the documents to Kulendi at law, Stephen, and he saw what evidences he presented in court, he was amazed, and he couldn't understand why the verdict went the way it went.
The issue,
So the issue, do you know that one of the problems we have? My mom just, my foster mom just sent me the verdict again. I have it on the laptop, but she just sent it to me again. Now listen. The problem we are having with our system is that most of our people don't read.
Exactly.
And the majority that read, there is just a very few who are able to do what we are doing here. I've watched people read and they have, like the letter Team Legal Wives and Husbands wrote to their family. That was like a correspondence to what Jumana wrote, or Jumana posted as the family had written. People read it and misconstrued the content because they couldn't understand the constructions. And they were saying all kinds of things. And it's exactly what I say all the time, that the moment we, those of us who are a little enlightened and we can read and write and we can understand some of these things with a little legal understandings into the law and other stuff, if we are unable to come out to do some of these things we are doing here right now, nobody will understand anything. You understand? Yeah. Nobody understands. And people don't even know that ordinance marriage is a universal law. It's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Because comprehension,
it's the same everywhere in this world.
It's the same everywhere in the world. So you go on lives and people are talking about this case. And they are saying Lumba no yagani ni onye Germany ni intercoastal sewa.
And then you see a guy came to ask you, say, why didn't Mami Akusia take up the issue in Germany? I say, you see, and these things
so that's the dirty guy. He's a strong fan of Odobroni.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He doesn't understand what domicile means. He doesn't.
Domicile means.
He doesn't know what domicile means. He doesn't know what jurisdiction.
So that Agusia Penny be moving from Ghana to go and defend himself in Germany.
Yes, I'm
surprised. Like so, in this case,
some of the questions you should ask those people is that, you know, funny enough, these people have some of them live outside. Those who make such kind of work analysis, ask them that when they are filling their visa forms, is there not a column where they ask them about marriage certificate? Did they get married in that country? Why is the country asking them to put their marriage certificate over there? Because the marriage, which is ordinance, is recognized globally.
Exactly. So the person doesn't understand domicile. He doesn't know why Lumba is a German citizen. He lived in Ghana for about let's say in total like 20 years. He doesn't understand what the law even says about domicile. And he doesn't understand what the law says about jurisdiction. And why certain legal issues doesn't travel beyond certain jurisdictions according to the law. It will be say only with the chinya opa kasa a daima your kind of it.
Yeah.
Because
if the court
you on life where you expect that people
case no
you be on life you be on life where people are supposed to be level-headed, enlightened, and forthcoming. They are supposed to make good arguments that will arouse people to ask critical questions so that we all learn. And you hear this same person saying that okay say akosia say waka say German imrabe tiwa bebu Ghana mraso that Lumba Ghana ni no wari Ghana wari intomu ntumi nkofa German imramba be Ghana mraso pombra. These are some of the arguments they make.
And those guys are funny because me pokra the basic, those who live outside maybe someone will say, oh, if you live visa, oh, you visa we pokra, you visa will say, are you married, common law, whatever law, you are being asked to input those things over there, upload your certificate. And you see, funny enough, like it's just laughable. The Germany embassy you want to go over there and you claim say you didn't mean use Germany and other stuff, there is a general common law, or there is a general like I'm struggling to even come to terms with how people are. Like, I don't know, sometimes it's just that people don't want to learn, so they just want to just be blind. It's like oma bon and obi our born there won't mean no, it's true. People who always want to argue, who don't know stuff, are not ready to learn.
I'm telling you,
people, they don't do well in class.
Some of them, the moment you start to question what they are saying, like you want to poke holes into their submissions and arguments, you know, they will revert to insults and start saying all kinds of things. In a count as semi abedua. Nicole is saying that, well, there are people who are set in their ignorant ways. They misconstrue shouting with intellect. Exactly. Tumbi did this, na kasi no dia fa, udi fa no dia fa, fe no dia tem di dia shim. Okasasa, and the typical Ghanaian way of winning argument. Okasasa ne do be not the tribalism abe won. Iti okasana osokase, and me as Anthony then I bet me then he's coming to attack you. Now to me feel Jibu 50%. I don't know what Calvin is thinking. Even if that 50% goes to your mom and the rest is shared amongst you, the siblings, whatever goes to your mom comes back to you.
Yes.
But you took a swipe at your mom, and when your mom celebration was going on, you refused to come to Ghana. And anytime your mom's rival has anything doing in Ghana,
you come
and support. And the optics gave the public a certain notion that you, Calvin, and your siblings may know something the public doesn't know. That is why most of you are not supporting your mom.
Your mom, yes.
But that impression now, very wrong. And time now, oh yes, I say I was looking at it from a very, from a certain perspective. Say there's a high probability that the age, any Priscilla age, they have moved around the house like siblings. They have this cordial relationship. Ghana. So I was trying to use the human face to look at it, say, oh, this is what is happening. Maybe they have an existing relationship and it's like me ain't trust a relationship because
yes.
Then I issues were between the family and the other lady. But when it got to a time, I realized that this guy, if he's not under a spell, then whatever he was doing was well calculated by himself, and he wanted to do it.
I don't believe the guy is under any spell. Bro, I don't believe that guy is under any spell.
The best schools
I think they were convincing him. No, they convincing him.
They convinced him about something he was going to receive.
How say me cry be a mente akra na so in a way ni say how say obi a ono o ma me no mom ware papa no ono oni ne ye japade no no mom no wo person che say wo papa japade na ma me no den no ye
the guy is, you are behaving as if you hate your mom, man.
Be sure say mama no so wa ma nkola na hu ne how da watete nkola ne ye pa mama de nyame nhira no I
think
I don't think we cry attitude on you.
I think so.
They should be able to decipher between right and wrong.
It's foolish.
At his age,
that's the right way to describe him.
The guy is decipher between right and wrong. He doesn't come across like Obi attitude here. Not that he wasn't giving good training.
Me who ne say mami akofia say one kind of problem. Because one example I made say bra Saliman a friend who phones no be say no be describe papa. So say or your dog. Into my mini your bad time be a one can ye ma or fem ebi o dream say so mo ko papa ne ho a na o ke kan sem cho ebi on be act some way bi ama ewura na dream bone no de aye nkwala ne bibi ntu de obe hold on ka hwe nkire mmofra no nti me my dream that's how I'm looking at it one kan kire no one kan kire nkwala no
but you see that is not even
exactly.
Yeah, but my sister, that is not a justification.
So what you say?
Yeah, but you see, I want to differ from the point you've made. So my medical aunt can't tell whatever she's going through. Your demeanor towards activities of your mom should not be disrespectful. Should not be pushed away. Even if you can't throw her, you are matured enough. You are able to make decisions on your own. So if you're able to come to a place where if your mom is having a ceremony, you don't attend, you don't show interest, rather than you can't tell me that the guy doesn't know what is going on. No, come on, he's able to make decisions on himself.
But he's out of greediness.
Yes, because see, let's call him someone. Me, he's being foolish.
That thing, no, that thing is there. Oh. You know that some kids are very greedy when it comes to property.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You don't know that some kids give away and can collaborate crap your papa no so mu win them.
Yeah.
Win them no mo be.
Say Bible mu cry, you won kwala bi o ka se papa mfa na japade nyina man no.
Exactly. Early financial freedom no to make the question.
Yeah.
Then I bet you.
Yeah.
Nene.
Now who send you in him no? But regret rough.
Also, I don't understand.
You don't understand.
Because I don't understand. Obana na or take swipe at ma me akosia sewa fosunu. Obani suka say how. But Obano mimi nimso Obano she knows everything. Me see Ghana music I was with ye na VIP. One of my younger brothers was like me friend me younger brother because me and Nancy were the same church. He was nominated for the Ghana Music Awards. Traditional song. Oh no, yeah, Baba God, I believe Amu. I believe everything. If you talk Amu, I go do it. The guy who did that song, his name is Paul Enana. I even brought him on my show and some of my followers showed him love. So we went for the awards. Omuti me ni mu say Denise ni Ebenezer need to pack. Omuti me ni mu pe nti me nkrofo ne so ame omuko awo ye tere yete omuchi pepe no mu say Yesuba Charlie se nkrofo we twa omuchi mu say na ati omedwin se wo sheda na betena asa wo be record omo am se masa me ba se me hwe mi show you so be win award na win ayon ko to mon ko ye baby na wo share the way a omu rapport ni tie na boss you can't tell me otherwise. He knows everything. Security there has been played big time. You're used to Nakasa. And he will learn.
The hard way.
Now, mommy, uno mommy pray. Hey, nipa no nyim say una emans no yale.
Obi aso no person no. Okay, no me japade achi. Abra nipa nti mun kai hwe kura nipa ese asomesi na man na nyum pie.
Yo.
At least.
To step away from her mom to go that tangent in the air. He stepped away from his destiny and his peace of mind. That's what he did.
You see, some people don't really value what they have. Some people don't value what they have.
Until they lose it, right?
Yes, people don't value what they have. See, if I will go to the extent of lying to cover my mom, I will do that. Masa, you won't value what you have until you lose it. It's really serious because it is when you lose what you have and there is a reflection of and you'll be like, you already made in but then it would have been too late. This is the act now.
Maybe I know move papa.
Let me ask you a question. Who videoed him when he was on the stairs? Think about the person who was videoing him when he was in that state. Who videoed him when he was on the stairs? So, obi planning ade onim de oye. Say, mama hene ni mu kra. Masa. Ana mo nam compound so no mo sa. Ena edi a ya bobo no ma me di nka ho. Won so di nka ho. Kofa ya bo mo abaso program na so nka ho ma me di so nka ho. Nti nipa na e video no time no gina ho na omo ka asase me ye no gina ho no. Bisa won say motive ben na nipa no e dey recording.
E dey record those video.
Yes, so be you. Hey, now, mommy, you stepped away from your mom and you stood with your mom's driver. Where you are? You see, tomorrow never comes, but tomorrow we are banned 10 papa. But yes,
lady no pretender. You see, 1 week, you know, who say, Mammy, akosi abetwem na no oye n'anim style bi e no start so osu and I'm saying sister yi
ase bibi ye baba
eh radi
ase de enja
no ni Kelvin kasa now do you understand na I'm saying wo ya ketwa wo di peace baba no wo say se ne maami pe peace na ohun eben
waye na nwa se enwa na yakumu kwampo penny dia fani sisi fomo penny
I work this one in
almost me so ade kra I will question me say
please what about this gift and as I'm do ka Starbucks coffee. Why are they?
Oh, Charlie, is what it. Charlie, God bless you.
Me, nipa ni o we na obuki me flight now we kutuka. Nje o tuka na po bia buki ticket un ma. Ne juma no.
Yes, but Charlie, thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Financial advisor so. Ko be so invest ya. Ona ne kasa.
Mo amode mutika ko share here bet ne keka YouTube movement. I have a video where people were insulting me. I did a video way back warning people about those Ponzi schemes. One lady was one lady was in my comment section crying. She's lost 49,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah, people have lost 90,000, 50,000.
I could be so by LSSC.
Prince.
Yeah.
Cassie said, I just followed him. Cassie has followed you. So I don't know if you want to put your business line on the.
Oh, 020. That's my WhatsApp line. 020.
There was a Roman line, no, now. Who took coin say who share now who delay our friend now baby biama. And now who took coin from Accra to Kumasi. When you texting, he's going to obey to book flight no BBR obe draw up who check in on our call.
Yes. So 020 6356 596. 020, that's my WhatsApp line. 020 6356 596. Yeah. And also obi wa ha o tukwan onim say yebema all the items we. So just for the information of everybody. Now kotoka o tukwan you are okay to, because we brought in new scanners. There's no need to remove your shoe and your belt. You just have to put the machine.
Really?
Yeah.
My bro off.
Yeah. So she say there's no need to.
You say you socks.
Yeah, there's
so
no need
that gray machine now. Esio kese na omo dia besi.
Yeah.
Departure ono.
Yeah.
Na ya fa who say no. Omo is how in operation.
Yes, new one. Yes. Yeah, there's no need to remove your laptop. Everything is being scanned. You put into the tray and you go through. When you go through the screening, your bag is being screened. It gets into the system. If the machine suspects a different stuff,
it's the usual. It's chicken.
The best signal.
The usual.
Yes, it will signal the one scanning, and it goes into a different place. Then examination will be done. If your shoe, the shoe you are wearing, you remove it. If the machine sees that your shoe is thick, you will bring it to another machine. You don't remove your shoe. You put your shoes and your leg on that machine, and it will scan through. So right now, we've brought comfort to a lot of people, and most airports, to be reality, I've traveled, don't have that system. I said most airports I have traveled. I'm being real with you. Do you know that Madam Pacho may answer in a minute. Mr. Kofi, do you know that most airports when you get to you remove your belt sometimes?
Yeah.
Are you aware? You remove your belt, metal detection.
Okay, yeah. That is for me. Only the African countries are my corner. Normally, I go to UK. Me Heathrow. Me remove my belt to that.
Aside Heathrow, have you ever fly to any of the European countries?
Germany, belt, yeah.
No,
exactly. If you go to other European countries, you remove your belt.
Belt.
Some other countries you remove your belt, but you see, it is they brought that because of the metal. You know, there's a whole lot of system. So there's a concept why we do that.
Nicole is in the States. She said in the US, some places you still remove your belt.
Yes, exactly. Because you see, the whole issue has to do with what happened in 1909 or so, where people brought in weapons into the flight for hijacking. So when there is a metal detection, anybody could use any other material in hijacking the aircraft. So that was how come this metal detection, other people detect that it's a whole lot of stuff. But with the new machine, there is no need to do that. It scans you, it scans everything from your head to toe, and you are good to go. Like you're able to. In Africa, okay, but you can ask me.
Because airport in Kwan this scan and because of charcoal, no, we were here.
Oh no. You see, this is the process. Day in, day out, there are new technology. I will say upgrade your airport.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it gives you, in terms of international recognition, as I know, Kasa say, Ghana has been adjourned as the best airport for departure in Africa. For departure in Africa. That award was read by our MD for departure. So day in, day out, only say, if there is any flight within the West Africa that wants to land for any emergency, they land in Ghana. They can't even land in Nigeria.
It's true.
You can check the records about safety. Ghana, our airport is one of the best when it comes to safety within this West African region. That is why in 2019, flights couldn't land in Nigeria. They couldn't even land in Togo. They came to land in Ghana. They were all going to Nigeria because of the weather. They were able to land in Ghana. It tells you when it comes to safety. How many times have you heard that an aircraft has really skidded off our runway? Because day in, day out, we keep improving on the safety, requirements of what goes on within the airport. And anybody can Google. Our fire tenders at the airport for safety is somewhere even around $850,000 for a truck. One fire tender, that's the cost, because airport is a big business. Safety and security is the essence of that.
Now last time maybe I said
so that was 2018. Almost year construction of the airport. What they did was that the kind of drainage they did, they didn't anticipated that. So as I speak to you, say it's your to Ghana, a lot of places got flooded, but the airport didn't flood because that issue has been reverted.
Oh, okay.
There's a bigger drainage that has been done, and that's how come it can rain and the airport will not get flooded. Yeah.
But to be honest, how now music terminal 3 terminal 3 no. To be honest, me buy me say I say bobo vehicle ne sisi one on the other hand and so. But no cranny pa airport home. Your problem. Because baby one yellow card there, na udru ana either so there you be share in either so be to your na o there na share we na obi age na ana say obekwa akutu ya inji udu bi we shem na individual bottom ne sa too much and there wo there amonye ho adwuma.
Please, you have to report that. See,
when Ghana will report to a man.
No, you see.
Maybe so. A question.
And I make sure say.
Many offense.
And I make sure say. You see, sometimes we have.
In particular, no more you see why. Ubit me aka so. Bibi Krania. Oh, my report to ama. Hana me kwa report.
And that's why I am. No, that's why I'm here to bring.
I know you tomorrow. Man, it's your baby. I'll be reporting.
So,
okay.
Go for baby. For example, some custom officers. On the Ghana airport, we are the managers of the airport. We manage all airports in Ghana. Ube ye juma wo airporter, uye custom officer. You are under interior. Uye immigration under interior. But I hope you are aware of that.
Yeah.
They deploy you because you are under them.
Yeah.
But ube ye juma wo airporter, yene yema wo ID card. Yem fawe juma yema wo ID card. Ema utimi be ye juma wo ho ID card nema will access into the airport. So when you engage in such activities and we catch you, we only take the ID card out of your hands. It means you cannot come into the airport unless they deploy you to a different region where you will not require our ID card. Our ID card has been taken from you. So there's been a lot of people like you see some more ID card that we've not allowed that. And yes, but remember in one of your show, some people even gave testimonies that the kind of action of money has reduced at the airport because when they catch you now,
it has not reduced. Okay, I think relatively it has reduced. But let me tell you,
I did a show.
I did a Russia guy in a share and no been a measure diaba.
Yes, Prince, I traveled. Let me tell you this. I traveled last January, and even next month I will travel again. Last January, when I was doing my biometrics, we know immigration officer no. I said, oh, boss, we there say last hour, so I knew what he and I'm so. We they me could do 2 weeks before until me ba me say be using until them sure I'm having camera. Charlie, Hona Fina service no assistant. The guy was like very straight face. Or like the way was in me Casano, you could see he was very, very angry. And I made me 100 cities. I'm the man.
Big man is also coins kakra me man.
80. Another, in fact, it's too embarrassing.
Big man person or solving the issues.
I appreciate the concerns. I'm not saying it's gone entirely. They are bad nuts in the system. But I'm telling you that it has improved. See, there's a professor.
It has reduced.
There's a professor, right? Professor Chachu, who complained bitterly some time ago. When he came, he said, Charlie Prince, I'm surprised. The people didn't ask me for money. What has gone on? He said, they don't know him. He's my spiritual father. And the passport, no, so there's nothing like that. Say or like or I
would say prophet and not professor.
Professor, they don't know him. Even my former lecturer, Professor Teddy, nobody knows him. He even told me, say,
it has reduced though. Prince, you don't have to stress. Because me, I know that
it has reduced. It has reduced.
Because we have used first we do I say we bisa say you're right. Yes. And we're very into Oko airport now. We don't say you're true. Do you know how right now we are getting them? There are CCTV cameras everywhere. So when you report the issue, there's a number at even the washrooms, a pasty CCTV. And right now, what we
washroom the emphasis in Koho.
Manka CCTV. We have
numbers.
Okay, wait.
One of the number about it who to meet here baby and Nipani Jina or they will just check the number there. Normally they are called CCTV. I say exchange course one.
They do so correct because I don't
one of the things we noticed was that people were extorting a lot through their guest chat. So one of the things I say, who see free flights no pay. I don't know if anybody could even bear me in this comment. There's a lady who gives an announcement. Please, no payment of any money. Any money paid should demand a receipt. There is somebody who gives an announcement about that extortion of money. Sometimes we play that tape over there KLM for whatever has landed. No my message. We intentionally play that because
that bro for no muka was had any money there.
You better matter.
Real.
Aye, so can look at now what can yeah.
Tano muka so mo bro for no mo bo mo rim.
On sang country man I say be I look at it
so it's a good
feedback. I airport to bro for need there. I say I wish I saw French. No body as a speaker name,
yeah, yes, but I think it's a good feedback. I think
so
it's a good feedback.
Obi delay flights that flight 3 be 2. Omo bo dinner frau. Yeah, frau chacho.
Omo kan ya omo country.
Omo be kan the pepe. Chacho dog bache. You are being at the gate 4. And you be come at it. And so they are all kana Emma won Jessica Mobi no. Yeah, rich is I no be kano because of say this cannibal.
Yeah. I think it's a good feedback. I think it's a good feedback. I think I would forward it to Assistant Director, Mr. Prempre, about that one.
Because
if you don't write Prince, if you don't write a report on that for them to look at it, how is it that if maybe 1 or 2 passengers are delaying the entire flight and they are mentioning the passenger's name, the name will come clear, the gate will come clear, the flight number will come clear.
So I think
I notice a best stop Bibiana Brofana Dani.
Yeah, you're right.
England the 4 bro for media no they maintain here. You have to check it and
somebody said, what about the dollar change at the airport? That one has been announced severally that you are not supposed to do business with Abochi. That one you do it at your own point of risk, at your own risk. And that is why in the terminal building there are places where they change currencies. When you change your currency, you get a receipt.
Ghana, to be honest, how then there's some way Ghana, Chrome, Germany, how about baby? I wouldn't mean consistent schedule just like that, or baby.
I said, Goro boy, some more baby. Uba no my omsazi.
And now mind the better minding eska.
I had this as a parent.
Ghana, they said that what a year, a honey chain you'll be free, or will be obeyed in this cow. And then yes, I will take it,
Yeah, so I think your concerns are, for me, it's very important. Some of these things are coming up for us to better, because if some of these things don't come up, I'm not sure we'll have a better. So it's a positive feedback. The feedback is okay.
Yes,
it's great.
I said bank who ni pan over since cow bank and I saw more baby change your airport.
Which Mrs. Star, you'll be there since Chicago airport, but you don't want to change it over there. Move let's say Abuchi.
Yeah, I'm about to chance because I won't be good in airport and go can say me do baby say about business.
You'll be surprised that when you get to the airport runabout, some of the cars that even parked over there are even ministers who have stickers over there. They want to change at Abuchi because Abuchi is plenty. Abuchi will give them better rates. Let's be real about the issue. So sometimes
I see it's a means to stop it because there's so many years that's the only solution.
Oh no, I agree with you, and that's why we expect the security agencies to pick some of these people up. You get me clearly. We have done our best. The security agencies must be able to pick those people up, but the same Ghanaians will be the same people who means
but what can you do? No cranny ending we mean do one me blame Bank of Ghana. Could be any ho be alarm or babuchi be assistance kada. Could be any ho.
Because systems do not work in Ghana.
Yeah, system no be a problem.
Systems do not work.
Could be any ho. Oh allow.
Let me tell you.
You see the funny thing. We will blame Bank of Ghana. In Bank of Ghana, you see, as somebody who is into the financial market, I'm a chartered accountant. If people don't know, one of the things I think is the problem. Yes, Bank of Ghana may be a problem, but in as much as we are blaming Bank of Ghana, what about some of the banks? They give money to the Abuchi and other staffs.
Prince.
So you see, it's a whole cycle.
Yes, let me tell you something. I'm also a banker.
Bank of Ghana.
So no bank. The truth is, no bank deals with Abochi, but bankers deal with Abochi because every banker worth his salt will deals with an Abochi because sometimes you don't want business to leave your branch or your bank into. We will tell you, okay, I have this person who can sort you out.
Yeah.
So the banks do not do business with Abochi directly, but the staff in there, we have the Abochis as our counterparts.
Yeah.
You get it? It's not the bank that is dealing with the Abochi, it's the staff. Let's situate it very well.
Yeah.
But you see, we are all part of the solution to whatever. We cannot be criticizing.
Okay. Are you saying that the informal vendors are not recognized by the bank?
Yeah, they are.
No, it is never true. So they are not recognized. But that is what I'm saying. The staff in there. Sometimes if you allow, okay, I hire your pie so we can, but the staff actually, but say a treasury dealing directly with Abochi would never happen. No bank will do that.
Yes, but you see, let's be honest with ourselves. We cannot always continue a system. We cannot always be blaming a system. But people are the same people who are causing what is happening in the system. How do we solve the issue? We want Ghana to be better, but when we come, we don't want to do. Let me give you an example. You see, during Corona period, I was at work. I was the first batch of people who came and were isolated, went through quarantine. I'm telling you, their behaviors towards staffs at the airport was quite appalling. But the same people stood in Heathrow. Sadiq Adams Obama confirmed this. 3 hours, 4 hours, and they were in a queue. Nobody even ought to open their mouth.
And they Ghana for some Papa.
But when you see, and
Corona Sika Crania Joe Ghana, Omujiji America, Ghana, and BNT me now. And so do Ghana, obey trend in Bobre.
Yes, and I think that we have to be. You see, we all want betterment for the system. I don't endorse anything which is shoddy. I believe that criticisms are very important, and that's why some of the feedbacks you've raised, I would forward them so that at least if Ghana is better, our system is better. At least it's you know somebody went to Nigeria and said, Charlie, Ghana, you guys are better. Nigeria in the open Ghana. Was it? Oh. Is it Nigeria for some Ghana? They will be better than Nigeria. They say Britain, Britain, my sister, we are far better than Nigeria. Hey, if you go to Nigeria airport, Yesuba, if you go to Nigeria airport, hey, it's where so.
Yeah, so so dear pa.
Omo de any cry away.
Yes, some de share ball. Omo de ball yes or no maka so fat ball
Yesuba, do you know that Nigeria, when you're going to push a trolley, you pay for that. Even in Europe, you pay for a trolley. But Ghana is free.
Ghana, near my mujiji, we inquire free and I de.
Oh no,
we are watching here, we'll be to Jessica. We are watching.
Oh no.
Aha, me see where the patch of my musa was some back. Me baby, a birth set back. When a birth set, it must birth set back more than 4 months in it. Am I?
Birth set. So birth certificate, I don't know who did it for you. I don't know.
Go hospital. Kumasi I go hospital. My Baba because
sometimes the hospitals delay. See, my sister did a birth cert for the child, and it was taking like 8 months. But he had to go and see another guy who was doing it at the birth at death. Within I think 3 weeks or roughly, yeah. There's a kind of birth set. He has
Why
forgotten
should
about
it be
it.
so? Yeah, because that's what I'm even like. Why should it be so?
That's how the system will frustrate you, you know. But it's not supposed to be like that.
Me see on basic anything and
The system has been hijacked by the Guru boys.
yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah, because me meti me answer me fi Ghana nkwani kura aha ye wo akura bi a wo na ha bia o dini sisa ni mfi da me age da because bibia our system Ghana nkwa de our system nipa ba ko betimi answer ni mfi be de wo.
Yeah, but you see, I can say this on an authority. Ghana card won't miss his our age. That one I can hit my chest and say you can never change your age. Forget it. Even SNIT. Do you know why some of the people are now forced to go on pension? Mm-hmm. Say system no omuntimi BT system no. Especially with some of the institutions. Mm-hmm. So what they do is that they are also on pension time. SNIT in China. The time are so for pension. And so document or the ko ejumi no different age need different. SNIT send a message my company essentially you on the time are so be pension. Then they are forced to go on pension.
How?
If it is easy to change it, why is it that they were not able to change it as
SNIT? Me pay say website minimum crofo we prefer you are some be fofra ni ayama nipa.
Yes, and I'm say website they okay but all the year identification
but no dey say important o sakura bia ye wo na ya bon ya bibia ontimi mbese sabio you started from somewhere.
And that is why Obroni nso is smart. Obeka che say kofa o JSS document certificate bra because o JSS certificate no on the system no age now they tofu no different from age now wasesa no. Yes, but I don't know whether you've noticed that those who won American lottery, you know why most of them are not able to go through? Most of them are not able to go through because WAEC will never change it. Open come on 2 million, they won't change it in their system. Age now the throw will be see now certificate now will be the same age on it. So check it almost person almost age. They struggle. They are not able to go. I know 4 people who got American lottery last 6 years and they were not able to go because they demanded that they bring their JSS certificate. I don't know age when now because age now was certificate no see different from age now was
no uncle JSS.
Say uno state also say wako JSS. And that's a document they want. Wako SS, wako high school. Okay. When you are doing your lottery, you place it in there. The system not very well.
I mean, good. I think they guy intro cham.
Why we nowadays? Oko change numbers bi o set ne so a on be kwa verify from WAEC.
Exactly.
Because I can all the certificates in the back right we can verify.
Oko school kra mo verify.
Mo verify. No dey won't even find when we say just like that say oh my me Ghana the problem me who say a problem in no kreka no kredi no I say obi anka no kre osofo you president the otifomo the work AMO the AMO I say obi I say of open the convenience.
Yeah, so maybe lastly before I go, Patrol, if there is any issue you have at the airport now, either frustration or whatever it is, I'm sure you have my number. I'm a
good person
airport staff. We will try. I would make sure say there's no extortion. Let me give this testimony. There's this friend of mine who knew I think 2 years ago knew say immigration for no. Also if it's your first time of traveling, right? What some of them do, not all of them do, is that you have to pay some money be. And the guy told me that Charlie, they want for CB to coin. The first time will be to coin, and I'm so no problem. Or when he would do reporter on frame, I'm on duty. So I drove, it was Friday. I was in my Friday wear. So he went through the normal formality, his bag was checked in, everything was successful. And he went through immigration and they were asking him questions. And when they asked him question and he pointed me and I said, Koko. And I'm so be kind of clear. Me say obeji bibia That the pan and Kamesa. Na so be shepa. He just said when he saw me he said the guy should take his passport and go. And I think that such people must be reported. So that the extortion. If you want to say what could not be so my immigration that one is up to you.
But gift and this had the ban.
Measures are Russian in the glasses, maybe. Let's be papa.
Number for the last time wine.
Okay. So under no circumstances should anybody extort money from anybody. We don't do that at the airport. It sends a bad image to Ghana, and it should not be condoned. It should never be condoned. So I vehemently am against that, and I think that.
Okay,
what you go?
Russia Nina obeji chankrofo near airport no fako and I'm yanchi Ghana before Johnny.
Now say you see something that happens in a hotel has nothing to do with the airport.
There be say
Okodu yanso says
answer okay.
Yeah, Okodu yanso.
Right. So whatever happens, you thought that if he had done that video before traveling, he wouldn't have been stopped. He would have been stopped.
Wait, yes. My question was, "Mama, answer one go." Maybe next time, my question say one some ne buy no. When say, "Oh no, a guy be airport to her." Me kai say guy be airport to her. I'm so chucha no. Ne all kone ne.
Yes, I shouldn't have be discuss your bed church and you might be more.
Okay. Okay.
There is a question.
Adentina, at least in a babontin will be a social media. So Adentina, when taking measures, say, ni person say, "Oh, yeah, man." Girl say, "Oh, Sebi, oh, personally, you shouldn't go to that tangent." Adentina, I say, airport and so I'm making, and I just any panel a press charges and some more to one more.
A great question, Awibi, sir. I think, sir.
Sorry.
The airport, right? Ghana Airport Company. We are the managers of the company. The airport. Within the airport are people who render services for the airlines.
Yeah.
For KLM and other stuffs.
Yeah.
Normally a private entity. So unless an information is forwarded to us, now the airline has a duty, right, in the protection of people's private informations. So the airline can take sanction, but that issue would have to be reported. But in report here, there are always a general rule we tell people within the aviation industry, even as a regulator, that people's information must be kept confidential. So if you put anybody's information out there without the express permission of that individual, constitutes an illegality. And one, you could be charged for that. So one of the things you could do is to report to the airline, right? A form can be filled and the airline will do an investigation and that staff will be sanctioned because a civil matter, the person could lose his or her job for doing that because KLM has rules and regulations that regulate the industries of some of the things they do. So that will be off. So it's not sanctioned by, it's not airport staff who did that. However, when such information comes to our notice, we can query the owners of those companies that are operating in Ghana for putting such information out there. And it will be their duty to make sure that, for example, ID card issue, you base magic ID card same for going, breaking the rules, right? Or the company will take disciplinary actions. I know that in I think a year ago, with a company, I'll not mention their name, Company A, their staff were engaged in some illegality. And I think they gave them a query per the laws of natural justice. You'd have to hear their side, even if they've even done any other stuffs, right? So they are explanation were taken, it didn't make sense. The company gave them a fair hearing. After giving them a fair hearing, they were sacked. The company sacked them. They sacked them because they took money from people they were not supposed to take money from. It was against the policies of the company and the airport. They were sacked. They were sacked from the company. So it could be one of the issues that could happen to some of the staff. But as I earlier indicated on Yeshube's show some time ago, there must be a complaint, and that complaint must be forwarded. And when it's forwarded, a necessary actions will be taken against such individual. It's not something we condone because it's very important that information of people are kept private. And not that is why when you come to the airport and you want me to tell you who were the people who traveled on this flight, I cannot disclose it to you.
Yeah.
It's private.
Yeah.
We don't share such information unless there is an accident and there's a plane crash, or we get to know those who boarded the flight and those who couldn't board the flight. That is why Yusuba will tell you that if somebody is delaying the flight, we give an announcement. You are delaying this flight to so and so, kindly board through gate 1. But the people on the flight, we don't disclose the names of the people. We don't tell you their destination. It is kept private until there is an accident. Then we're able to know that, oh, Asemisi was transiting to Dubai or was going to this. And so we're able to trace with their family, get into the data and tell their family that your in-law or your whatever is no longer whatever. We get those information. So basically, that's what we do. So, yeah, I don't know if I have answered the question.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, who say, okay, I said bed in March, and so it's our reporter.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, so airline air taking measures. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghana and somebody they be a me never bro higher me buy say hey I dear back on so na ha me pan say how I say Ghana no ka police bet me nya sika nya but I said omunye serious.
Maybe just to add this, I think more I am to use the terminal 2 when we said there's a serious renovation going on in terminal 2. So we are connecting terminal 2 to terminal 3. We'll be connecting terminal 2 to terminal 3 now. So there's a connection. It's going to be an international one. People can land from terminal.
But Ghana, to be honest, airport back international na chedo. Yeah. Yes, na ye can see ye dino. Yeah, yenko ye nim kakra. I say ya dani ye say ifo ye ko ye nim a ifo asa. Ye ko ye nim a ne abayechi. Edi asem ni.
No, but who said the airport is not international?
There be men can say yente me say ba ko pe no ache. Yen pe ba ko nka ho. Because yes na ye dro na ye too much.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from. But you see, you would have to understand. And we have Kumasi International Airport. We have other international airports. We have flight L&D Kumasi in the year 2024. Yes, so you see, you have to understand something, my sister. The aviation industry is not based on what you think. Aviation industry is based on something we call air route. Air route means the destination of the people.
Yeah.
Because if the destination of the people is dominantly in a capital, how do you go and build an airport in a place and call it an international airport when you not get traffic over there? That will be lost of money. Definitely.
Because from me, from the Nkraya up to because Bronga Hafo region. So from Accra, Ashanti, Bronga Hafo region. Because a Sahara region say baby normally ni pay 2 coin no more.
Yeah, but you see, the data does not suggest that. The data suggests. Yes, ma'am. No. The data suggests that most of the people who are from Kumasi or those places have houses in Accra. That is the data we have.
Data. No one yes, data.
Oh, but you see, when you travel, anytime, you see, we have information. So Do you know that?
What can I say?
Do you know that anybody who travels within the day and we have the data of where they are going, then I can't disclose it to you.
Yeah.
We know both Kumasi and we have every data. It is for analysis sake.
Yeah.
And for an airline